Where are the areas that you see opportunity? And I bring this up because I throw technology in there for everybody, right? Technology is growing and changing and moving so darn fast, right?
Right.
That's an area where many companies have an opportunity. So where are the areas that you see them, where do you think the hidden opportunities exist?
How we speak to our people and how we formulate the communication around what's in it for them, I think is one huge area for opportunity. Now, when you have 9 different store managers that have to communicate that same message to their people, and we all know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Telephone.
everybody has their own style,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. We have to be really good at the communication piece and giving a message that can be repeated in a way that people can understand, and then assuring that there's understanding. So I think that's a big opportunity.
So
for
digging
us.
for opportunities on communication style, communication process. Can you think of anything else that might pop up there?
You know, the other thing that's interesting is part of lean is visual management. And so the idea is that we have a report card that's in front of us every day that we can tell immediately how things are going.
Okay.
Are things good? Are things needing improvement? Are we ahead of a target that we may set for ourselves? Right? So figuring out how to not make too much noise, but to have enough there that you or I could walk into any location at any given time and say, wow, things are going really well, and here's why. Those are difficult things to figure out too.
Those are graphics, you know, and I think you're absolutely right. I think that, you know, there are some, and I think about, and I work with some graphic designers. There's some graphic designers who are able to communicate a whole lot with very little, right? And sort of whatever the idea, the thought, the concept just, you know, pops, it flashes, even though the number of words or the, you know, the amount of words or stuff or numbers on the screen isn't that high. So spending some time on a frequent basis figuring out how do I, and this is another communication model, right? 'Cause
Absolutely.
we're communicating this information.
Yep, and we've been big into metrics for as long as I've been operating in the system. We have lots of report cards. But every time a new one comes out, we have to sit back and evaluate, is this really what we want to measure? And if we do measure it, are we going to be able to do something different to impact that? And then go back and track, is this working?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've all seen reports, but they're not all good.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
right, so figuring out the right tools and not having too many to visually manage the company is a huge part of what
Well,
we do.
and then there are some reports that were good once and now they're not anymore, right?
Right,
'Cause they're just,
obsolete.
they've you know, outlived their usefulness, right? So you really have got this thing that says for your action items, maybe time, making sure that everybody allocates a little bit of time on a frequency basis to go dig into
Yes.
this possibility. Because without time, that's impossible. And then so a couple areas for stimulation are, you know, communication style, communication behavior, and then the distribution mechanism, right?
Yes.
Whether it's the picture or the visuals or something like that. So,
Right.
so continuously spending time looking for new and creative opportunities. One of the things I love today is this thing called the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's out there, right? If you spend a little time on Google just saying, okay, let's learn about graphic design and graphic communication, or let's go find somebody that's an expert, you know, let's go
Right.
talk to them. Let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's go figure out what that is.
Right.
So those are like 2 or 3 areas that you could really start to hone in on to
Yes.
specifically identify hidden opportunities, hidden possibilities.
For sure.
And then for your team, right, and they've learned this, but I suspect this is something that probably needs to be relearned every so often, is what's the value of change? Right? We talked
Yeah.
about the downward escalator.
Right.
And so for them, you know, the reason why they should spend time doing this, right? Because if I'm doing this, I'm not out selling furniture, I'm not making a commission, right? And that's a very classic response to people. You know, why should I do that? Because that, you know, it's costing me money. But if they're doing this, and they're generating those results, right? And those results are why they include things like, yeah, I'm going to make some more money. But what else do they include for your employees?
Well, your job satisfaction level is a factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm working on the floor every day for a commission, and I continue to have the same results, my job satisfaction is probably not increasing. As my results increase, my job satisfaction level is likely to increase, right? The more success we have, the more fun we're having. And so there's that factor for sure. You know, the way it impacts their life outside work when they feel good about the success that they're having, I'm sure it improves their relationships at home, you know, their relationships with their kids, their family, their wives, their husbands, you know, all those things come into play.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we talk about the three key compensations, right? You know, you need to earn a salary, you need money, you got to be able to eat, you got to pay for your rent, whatever, right? But then it comes learning new stuff. Here we are, we're learning new stuff. We're allocating time for that. And then three, it's making a difference. Are we making a difference with what we're learning, right? And they're able to do that, right? And it relates directly to their job satisfaction. You know, you were talking about how your customers get this feeling of elation and surprise because they've got the complete package. They never knew what that would be like,
Yes.
right? And we said you spend a lot of time at home, so you get to experience that a lot. Well, how many hours do you spend at work, right?
It's a huge amount of time.
So if your mental energy, mental attitude, because job satisfaction is so much greater at work, boy, what does that mean to you? How does that fit? How does that impact your self-esteem?
Yes.
Some giant. I'm not necessarily certain I know how to measure that,
Right.
but I know it works, and I know it happens.
So years ago, we sat down and we decided right around the time about the company, who do we want to be when we grow up? What do we want to be about? And so usually that comes out in the form of a vision or mission statement. And we came up with a vision statement that comes around CKS, caring, knowledge, and service. And the idea for the external customer is caring enough about them to help them improve their quality of living through home furnishings, knowing what you need to know in order to do that, and then serving the customer at an exceptional level to create this long-lasting customer relationship. So am I selling furniture or am I helping people improve their homes? It's a paradigm shift. And the way that I speak to the customer changes dramatically when I have that mentality that I'm here to help you improve your home and improve your life.
Yeah, and the way you do it is with these products and these services.
You bet.
All right.
And so for the internal customer, then how do I care about my fellow employee? What do I know about impacting them positively? And then how do I serve the people around me in other departments to help improve the organization and as a result, improve my own life? So that's the other part of it.
It's a mental shift.
Yeah,
I call it a perspective, but a paradigm. Every one of those is something different. So
Yeah.
that's fabulous.